be like, Monies, yeah.
You want live? You might want. Off the hook. I can't. All right, the live is on. See. Okay.
Y'all online now?
Yeah, right here. Crazy.
Yo, hey, was that your music? You made that music? You created that?
I'm working on it.
That was hot.
That's good. That's good. Hey guys, we about to get started in a couple of minutes. How many minutes? 4 minutes.
Hold what you got. Hold what you got. What up, IG? This is Get Moxie Crew coming at you. I'm here with the homegirl Nelly B. We are back in the studio tonight. We have a good show for y'all tonight. We have several topics that we're going to be talking about tonight. So if you want to be a part of the show, check us out on thehottestlive.com or check us out on Facebook, the Get Moxie Facebook page. Hold on. Mic check 1, 2. We still got to handle business in the middle of trying to do what we got to do.
Mic check 1, 2.
But yeah, check us out on the Get Moxie Facebook page. We'll be live in about 5 minutes.
Hey, Joel.
And see what's going on, man. We got a couple of things we're going to get into tonight. And we're going to make it do what it do. If you want to call in tonight, check us out, 302-272-9772. If you want to leave a comment, if you want to be a part of the show, check us out, man, and we'll gladly take your call and bring you on in. And
Facebook, we have not started yet. This is just our little pre.
It's my co-host over there.
Hey, guys. So just hang tight. We about to get started.
Yeah, so hang on and come back with us and, get Moxie. We'll be live in a few minutes. Again, check us out on thehottestlive.com or you can check us out on the Get Moxie Facebook page. It's an open page. You can send us a friend request. If you don't want to be our friend, just go watch the show. We'll be live on there. And you can call in tonight, 302-272-9772. If you'd like to speak to me and my lovely co-host, Nelly B. Am I getting this right?
Hey, yeah, I'm in there.
And, we're ready to have a good time tonight and just chop it up, y'all. So check us out.
Hey, D.O. friends.
Peace.
Hey, Natasha, how are you, baby? Greg Morris. G, baby. Hi, G.
G in the building?
Yes. Hey, G, baby. G, you been holding out on me. Holding out, G.
Well, G. Yo, G, I talked to the young lady in the mayor's office. She asked me for a C note, G.
Hey, Mark.
Holla at your people, dog.
Joel, welcome back, baby. Mark, Mark's in the Philippines. Hey, Mark. Thank you for tuning in from the Philippines.
Yeah, they're doing that good volunteer work.
Yes.
That's
hey,
what's
Cliff.
up.
What's going on?
1 minute.
Get started, guys, in 1 minute. What happened?
You can introduce it. I'm just saying. Are you a placeholder?
Yeah, I got
it's
it.
up there? All right. Hey, it's about that time, y'all. Welcome to Get Moxie, the Lifestyle Talk Show. I am one half of your dynamic duo. I go by the name of Mr. Eli Isabel, the Moxie Gent, right here at your service.
Yes, yes.
And I'm sitting here with my lovely co-host. She's an author. She's a philosopher.
All that.
She's a teacher. She has many hats, y'all. She's only wearing one tonight though, and that's radio co-host. But please, y'all, give it up for my lovely co-host, Coach Nelly B's in the building. What up, boo?
As always, thank you for the wonderful introduction. What's happening, y'all? Welcome to Get Moxie, the Lifestyle Talk Show, where we have invigorating, solution-focused conversations that will cause the rest of your life to be your best life. We're getting some feedback on the mic.
We all right.
All right, good. Thank you guys for tuning in. Again, welcome to all of our Facebook family. We are so glad you're back with us. We are back in the studio this week.
Yes. And if you missed us on the Hottest Live last week, we had a fantastic show, man.
We did.
And I encourage any of you who follow us to go on to the Get Moxie Facebook page. We had a great show last week with Queen Tori.
Yes.
I'm going to tell you now, I learned a lot about transgenders.
Yes.
I learned a lot about, the pain that comes with, growing up and looking one way but feeling another way.
Right.
So it was very informative to me. I really thoroughly enjoyed the show, and it was educational to me.
Yeah, so like he said, if you missed last week's show, we weren't in the studio. We had some issues because of the storm, but we were able to tape at our old studio, and we had Queen Tori. She is a transgender. She started out as a male, and she is transitioning into a female, and the story was phenomenal. The show was really well. We actually had 1.2K views for that show. So if you, like he said, if you missed it, check it out on the Get Moxie Facebook page. It's also on YouTube. We have a YouTube channel, y'all. Did y'all know that? We had a YouTube channel. Go hit us up on YouTube at Get Moxie, the Lifestyle Talk Show, and you can watch all of our shows there. Welcome back. We're glad to be back in the building with the Hottest Live Radio family. Thank you guys for tuning in.
Yes. Shout out to the Hottest Live family. Again, we've been rocking for about, we 6 months in now?
6 months in.
6 months in. And definitely thank you guys for your support and rocking with Nels and I every week. So, appreciate it. Much love to y'all, too.
Definitely. Keep it going. Shout out to all of our Facebook family. Shauna Mayo Mason, thank you for tuning in. Isabel Duran, thank you for tuning in. Greg Wilkinson, hey, baby. How are you? Thank you for tuning in. Glad you're feeling better. Tanya Janae, thank you for tuning in. Janet Harris.
The old friend. Did you shout him out?
Yeah, the old friend.
What up to my sister Shirley's in the building?
Definitely. Daynell Wright, Corey Wilkerson, hey, boo.
Cliff on how? Listen, Cliff, Nelly, we got to get him and Tracy on.
Get him and Tracy on.
I know we keep saying it, but Cliff, this is real talk. We really I swear we want you guys in the studio.
We're going to get you on.
And I know your co-host is traveling the world like every week.
I know, she's doing it big, too.
She jet setting like a mother.
She was like, Black girls do travel. Yes.
Right. She had her own hashtag.
Do that, Tracy. Cecil, thank you for tuning in. Wanda, hey, Mom Wanda, thank you for tuning in. Again, Joe, thank you. You like my purple shirt, Joe? Thank you. If you wasn't married, I'd show you what's underneath it.
Hey. Joe say,
Right.
No, I'm just playing.
Keisha Rivers, thank you for tuning in. Sherelle, covered by the blood. As always, we love you, Mom. Thank you for tuning in.
Look, before we get started, I just want to say something. This week was this past weekend was a little bit crazy, right?
Mm-hmm.
So I'm just gonna say this, and I posted it on Facebook. But to anybody out there, the great thing about being our own individual selves, and we have our own mind, is you're a free thinker. You're free to think and feel, support or not, or do whatever you want to do.
Right.
And I said this earlier in the week. Don't let anybody influence you to do anything that you don't want to do, or because the masses are doing it. Do what makes you feel good, man. If you are in a situation where you can help people, you help people. It's really, at the end of the day, it's about you taking care of your family. If you can give back to the community, do that. But you don't have to do what other people want you to do. It doesn't make you less of a man. It doesn't make you less of a woman. It don't make you less black.
That's right.
Do what makes you happy. And if those people have their convictions, I respect the fact we should respect the fact that anybody feels how they feel.
Right.
But on the flip side, people have to respect, if I don't agree or if I don't want to do that, I need you to respect that too.
Absolutely.
And it doesn't have to become a personal thing, because then I have to come out of character and, start calling you out your name. And I don't really want to do that.
Right.
But anyway,
right.
be free, do you.
Didn't we learn that in high school and in middle school, like peer pressure? Don't let people peer pressure you into what they believe or what they think you should do.
And I'm damn near 45, so that's not happening. You got to peer pressure me into shit.
Exactly. No, I definitely believe, and I'm a strong believer. Even being being a believer of Jesus Christ, I'm a strong believer of don't push your convictions on other people. I preach that all the time. Look, whatever convicts you, that's fine. That works for you, but don't push it on me or don't try to judge me because I'm not convicted by what you're convicted with. It don't work like that. That's a battle me and my mom and them been having for years. Because, they still old school Christians. And like, Nelly, you can't be a Christian with red hair. I said, well, I guess I'm going to hell. Because I got red, purple, green. I done did it all. So, listen, that's your conviction. Wow. But anyway.
Right. And the crazy part is whatever they're convicted by, that, and if you don't follow that, you're going to hell.
Absolutely.
I got to go to hell.
Yeah.
So, anyway.
My family's good for that.
That's my spiel.
Yeah, but anyway. So yes. Shout out to Key Johnson,
what up,
Carrie
Key?
Carver, JF Clay. Thank you for guys for tuning in. So as like we said earlier, we are back after being out the studio last week. D.O. Phil said over no here, Nelly. Yes, over no here. Definitely. Dana said, and with that, I'm not going to be a vegan. Laugh out loud. What the hell?
Yeah, eat some meat day.
Right, everybody has their own beliefs. What works for you works for you. I mean, hey, I ain't knocking it. I worked with Muslims before, and everybody's like, how can you be a Christian working with Muslims? But that don't affect me. That's you. Do you. And listen, whatever works for you. Hey.
And Mark, let me read what Mark Harmon said. He says, I'm learning a lot here about the transgender, and I was glad I seen that show. Her message translated to any culture.
Right.
Frustration, pain, and disrespect has been felt by many.
Mm-hmm.
I live my life to love whatever your choices.
Mm-hmm.
I live my life to love whatever your choices. God called me not to judge.
Absolutely.
Exactly. And at the end of the day, if you are a believer, then you believe that God's the only one that can judge us.
Absolutely.
And that's where we get it twisted at.
And I always say, I think we get it twisted is because we always out there trying to do God's job. That's not our job. It's not our job to save nobody. It ain't our job to put them in heaven or hell. That's not our job. Whatever your job is, whatever your mission is, you complete that, but then let God do the rest. You know what I'm saying?
And that's too stressful.
Absolutely.
That's too big of a job for any one human being to take on.
I got too much work to do to be worrying about everybody else. For real.
I know that's right.
Shout out to David Harrigan, Marcus Dean Mullen. Hey, Marcus.
What up, player?
Shout out to Buff Tower, Dorian King. New York is in the building.
Running right.
In the building.
That's my homeboy from back home. Known him since kindergarten.
All right.
Shout out to the homie down in Texas. What up, boy?
Shout out to Jarrell Hall. L. Griff, nice to see you, honey. Thank you for tuning in. Sparkle Sparrow.
Hey, what up, Sparkle?
Good to see you guys. Oh, we are so excited to have you guys back with us. We are ready to have a great show tonight.
Yes.
We're going to get right on into it. Did you want to start with what the viewer, the question?
Yeah, we had somebody wrote in and they were talking about what do you do when you've mentally and emotionally left a relationship but you're still physically there?
Mm-hmm.
What do you do when you've mentally and emotionally left a relationship but you're still there? And I'm like, yo, that's crazy.
Leave.
What? It's not that easy all the time.
Leave, run, go running out.
And I know this person's situation a little bit more. I know it's definitely about finances too.
Right.
So, but I think if you know you're not there with that person, then you should start preparing. Mm-hmm. So you can be on your own and be self-sufficient and support yourself financially.
Right.
I think that keeps people and being afraid to be alone. Right. If you've been with somebody for 15 years, but you don't love them anymore, and you want to move on, but you don't have the means to do it financially, and you haven't been alone in a long time.
Right.
So that's a whole nother thing to kind of, especially in 2017.
And that's actually going to segue into tonight's topic. Are you a placeholder or a game changer? And what that person is doing, you're pretty much being a placeholder.
Right.
You're just holding a place. You're not really being effective. And we know life is about progression. Mm-hmm. And if you're in a relationship and you're just there, like you said, you're emotionally out of it, you're mentally out of it, but you're just physically there.
Right.
You're just being a placeholder.
Absolutely.
You're not making any changes. You're not, bringing anything to the relationship. You're not really. You're just there.
And you're unhappy.
Absolutely.
I don't know if we realize that when we are in a place like that, not only are you holding yourself back, but you're holding that person back too.
Absolutely.
It's going to be any split is going to be some emotional pain.
Mm-hmm.
That's to be expected. Again, like who's just said it? Dio friend says you have to set a course of separation ASAP.
Right.
And I think when you kind of know when you're over a situation,
Mm-hmm.
and so, but if you're not preparing yourself to separate from that, then what are you doing?
Right.
You're not that miserable.
Right.
Maybe.
You're not.
Or not. I don't know.
And there was a saying that I love to say, what's wrong with you that better don't look good to you?
Mm.
What's wrong? I'm going to say it a little bit slower for
She
those
quote
y'all
that.
that roll.
I'm going to quote this.
Uh-huh. I'm
Go
going to
ahead.
say it for y'all.
Put the air quotes.
What's wrong with you that better don't look good to you? Why are we staying in these toxic and non-progressive relationships? There's something wrong with us.
So let me play devil's advocate.
Yes,
Because
play advocate.
just as you just said that, that's a great quote. I like that. But then you got the old school quote. Be careful because the grass ain't always green on the other side.
It's
that keeps
absolutely
people
correct.
stuck too.
It does. But if you know you have mentally checked out of something, you know you're emotionally out of it, what sense does it mean staying there? You know, just like I know when vacation time is coming up to work, you know, at work, and I know I got like 2 days left, I'm checked out. I might as well go ahead and take off because I'm not sitting at work. I'm wasting my time because I'm checked out.
You ain't doing nothing.
I ain't doing no work. You know what I mean? So it's a waste of time.
Corey says people are scared of the unknown. People don't know if they can make it.
Right.
Peace of mind is priceless. You're absolutely right. But if you don't, Corey's right. But if you don't know if you can support yourself and make it,
Right.
you ain't gonna have no peace of mind.
Right.
So that course, setting that course of separation, I think is definitely key.
Definitely. Shout out
Yeah.
to Keisha Johnson, Meek Stewart. Hey, baby. Shout out to Andre.
What up, Meek?
Hey, Andre. Hey, Booski. Shout out to Viv Johnson, David Chambers. Thank you for tuning in. Margarita Marie. Thank you for tuning in.
Margarita, that's her name?
Yeah, am I saying it right? Margarita. Yeah, it's Margarita.
Like the drink?
Yeah.
All right, that's
She's
what I'm talking about.
And
You drink margarita?
Nia Mignot and Dwight Johnson. Hey, baby. Thank you guys for tuning in. Definitely appreciate you guys. If you're just tuning in, we're just talking about a question that one of the viewers had proposed to us. And what was the question?
What do you do when you've mentally and emotionally left the relationship, but you're still physically there?
Right.
Yeah.
Right. And I said that you're pretty much a placeholder, which is what we're going to go into tonight.
Right.
Which is the question: are you a placeholder or a game changer in a relationship? When you fear the truth in relationships, you live the lie. That's what's going on there.
Wow.
When you fear the truth in relationships, you live in the lie, and that's what's happening. She got checked out mentally and emotionally,
right?
But physically, she's there. You're living a lie.
Mark says people who do that have a deeper problem than that particular relationship. Absolutely. Separation anxiety is a dysfunctional mindset that lends to personal insecurities. Yep. I completely agree with that.
That's good. That's definitely good. Shout out to Marlo Jones. Thank you for tuning in. Keisha Stuckey. Thank you for tuning in, baby.
What up, Dwight? Corey Wilkinson just said something.
What did he say?
He says people will believe in God for their partners, but not for themselves.
You better preach, Corey.
You are a child.
You know what, Corey?
Go ahead, Corey.
Yeah.
Corey, go and get your own church and let me be a deacon or something. Let me do the collection. I'll split whatever I take in with the church, Corey. I ain't gonna take it all. You know the deacons be stealing. The trustees. Corey, I ain't gonna take it all.
I can't with you. You're so terrible. Shout out to Derek Elmore. Thank you guys for tuning in.
Oh shit, that's Puddin'. What up, boy?
Hey, Puddin'. I don't know. Can I call you Puddin', Derek? Hey, Puddin'. Natasha says sometimes it's you that may be making things difficult because you have to understand that no relationship is always smooth.
That's true, but I think sometimes you just reach a point where it's over. Yeah. Like this is going as far as it can go. Yeah. There's nothing left here for us, folks. Mm-hmm. Now we have to divide up some assets or something like that.
Right.
But shit, most of us ain't got shit, so nothing from nothing leaves nothing. How are we gonna divide up nothing?
And like you said, that's probably part of the problem with the person leaving because they don't have nothing to fall back on. But I think that's a problem because you don't come into a relationship with nothing. So that goes back to being a placeholder. Why are you settling for someone? What are they bringing to the table? Right. We were talking about that in the car.
Companionship.
There you go.
That happens all the time.
Yeah.
I'm just gonna have a man or a woman because I'm lonely, not because they bring anything to the table. So when you get into one of them situations, that's when you find yourself being the breadwinner, being the person who handles everything emotionally, financially. If that won't drain you fast, you the only one taking care of the kids. Yeah.
Lord, have you bet? What is the show was called? I Can Do Bad All By Myself.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's kind of where that is. Where is that?
I don't need no help to starve to death. That's an old song. You don't know nothing about that right there.
That's before my time. Shout
That's
out to
old
Karen
school.
Marion. Happy birthday, love. Today is Karen's birthday.
Happy birthday, Karen. You know, we had you on a TV show and you don't even mess with us no more. It's cool, though.
That's because she's famous now.
We are a forgiving family, Karen. Don't worry about it, baby. One's the Phillips, my cousin. Hey, cuzzo. Just saw her at the family reunion.
Yes.
Yes.
So, definitely, yeah, so to that question, and I hope the person that asked that question, they were asking, you know, they could get some answer to that. You really got to be self-sustaining or self-established before you get into a relationship.
Right.
And it kind of goes into another question another viewer sent us about the prenuptial agreement.
Yes.
You know, and what are our thoughts on that?
Real quick, if you want to join the conversation here live, call us up at 302-272-9772. I got a phone right here. We love to hear from you. We love to hear your voice. Call in.
Right. And keep the comments at what?
Oh.
The phone calls.
Listen, if you call in here, you got 2 minutes. We ain't about to have a whole conversation for the whole hour.
We don't have a whole switchboard yet. We're getting there. Okay, so
Yeah,
we got
yeah,
one
you got
phone
it.
line. We got to take your call. Pray for us. We getting there. Black
And the
Cat
producer
Studios
only
coming
gives
up.
us 60 minutes.
Exactly.
So you can't have 8 of those. No doubt. All right. Prenuptial
Tasha
agreements.
said,
What?
being
Go ahead.
married, been married 17 years, and I was a placeholder.
Mm.
But you can be a game changer too. Ah, that's interesting.
Wow.
This is when you know it's worth your time.
How you say Latressa?
Tasha,
Latressa?
just call her Tasha.
Tasha, call in. Let's talk.
So she was a placeholder.
First of all, I respect the fact that she admitted
Wow.
that.
Okay.
You know what I mean? We so busy putting on airs and fronting.
Right. Right.
And that's how you become better, by
Yes.
admitting whatever your role is in whatever situation or whatever you lacking. We quick to say how great we were and all the great things we did.
Right.
But we don't say when we were our role if it's a negative
Something.
part,
Right.
a negative aspect. So
Exactly.
I
We
respect
want to
that.
point the finger at everybody
Tasha.
else.
Absolutely.
So we talking about the prenuptial. We kind of went into the prenuptial agreements because, you know, talking about coming into a relationship with nothing.
Mhm.
But what happens when you come into a relationship with a whole lot, and maybe your partner doesn't have as much as you do?
What do you do?
What do you do? Do you do prenups? Are prenups something you're interested in, or do you feel like it? What was the question? that
The
she
question,
proposed?
the question is, well, her scenario was that because of her last relationship, she didn't have what she had. The dude took her for everything, her first marriage.
Okay.
So now she's kind of like, I say, I'm going to use the word bitter,
Right.
for lack of a better phrase. She doesn't want to be married because she doesn't want to go through that again. But she said, if I get married,
She's getting
because
free.
of how long it took me to get back on my feet, get my
Right.
money right, get my credit right again, I would have to have a prenuptial agreement.
Right.
So,
Okay.
you know, if you have a little something, you got a little net worth.
Right.
I mean, which Nelly, if you got $300,000, you make $300,000 a year, right? And you get married,
Speak
and
those things.
old boy makes $40,000 a year.
Okay.
And you know, y'all good. You see potential. He's a good dude.
Right.
And your parents say, Coach Nelly, not that your parents gonna call you Coach Nelly.
Right.
They say, Nelly,
Right.
do you think you want to get a prenuptial agreement? What do you want to do? Because you the one with everything. You got the house. You make $300,000 a year. What are we doing here? Would you think about it?
I would definitely consider it. Only because I have so much going on with businesses and
Right.
different, you know, I'm speaking over my life. So whether you believe it or not, it's going to happen. With
Wow.
different businesses and different franchises and all that going on, I will have to consider it because I'm coming with a whole lot. I don't believe a prenup takes away from the love in the relationship. I don't. I think honestly it's smart. I think it's smart, you know, only because you have to protect yourself because anything can happen.
Right.
You know, and I would honestly do it, not like today, because today I'm kind of good, but like by next year, if you're going to marry me by next year, let me just let you know you're going to sign a prenup. Okay.
Well, check and let me sidebar this. And let me come at it from a different angle. Hey, Alicia Rayford, I'm glad you're safe. She lives in Florida,
Shout out to
from
everyone out
Detroit, living in Delaware, now Florida. I'm glad you're safe, baby. Love you. So, Nelly, you remember? I don't know if you watched Real Housewives of Atlanta,
Mhm.
but when Candy and Ty were getting married,
Oh, right.
Candy's mom was on her about making Ty sign a prenuptial agreement.
Mm-hmm.
And Ty was a little offended by it. You know what I mean? Like he wasn't necessarily feeling it. But on the flip side of that, when men ask a woman to do that, like it's like, well, what, you don't love me, you don't trust me.
Right.
You know, it seems though, like most men, if I love you and you got a little money, I ain't planning on going to where I be. You know, let's make it happen.
Right.
But women, on the other hand, they're not so readily. I don't think.
Mm-hmm.
And ladies who are on the feed, you let me know. I don't think women are so. I think they kind of feel that you might not trust them, or because I might F up.
I think if you
You ain't
have
gonna take me for everything I got.
I think if we understand a relationship is not just about the lovey-dovey, mushy, it's a business as well. And
It
I think
really
if you
is.
come in
I hate
understanding the business side of a relationship, and it's unfortunate to say, but everything nowadays is a business. You know, we talked about last week the church being a business. So I think if you have a person who understands the business aspect of it, like with Candy and Ty,
Yeah.
they're both coming to the plate with a whole lot to offer.
Well, Todd not as much as Candy, but
right.
But if I'm a guy of some means and I meet a woman, because you know we're a married woman that they may not have money, and not like the other way. Women ain't necessarily gonna marry a broke dude.
Right.
But if I love you and I meet you, I'll marry you because you know I'm gonna take care of us and then encourage you to get your own thing going because that's what I'm supposed to do as far as your husband.
Right.
I heard that. People in the booth talking. She made me forget my daggone point. Interrupted. Oh, so damn it, man.
Talking about the woman with the prenup.
The woman with the prenup. I'm gonna come back to it.
Okay.
I got this one gray hair that popped out, and I'm bugging out right now.
Shout out to Adrian Bragg, Nia Fields. Thank you guys for tuning in. JF said, I think we must understand. Hold on, JF. Sorry. Computer just straight.
My sister said, for me, it took consulting God, praying and waiting on Him to move me from a place card. Won't He do it? Yes, He did. He did do that. All right now. Oh.
I lost the comment. Okay.
All right. I have Miss Nia Fields.
Yes, go ahead.
She said, I know a couple where his wife watched his retirement and waited until he reached a certain point, and then she took him for like $400K. Wow. So I definitely see why people do it. You work too hard to build, and then someone just come in and tear down everything. I used to not agree with it, but now I do.
Right.
Yo,
But that's the business.
Wow.
I mean, it's not. No, that's straight trifling. But it's the business side of things that people, I don't think they think about when it comes to love. What they said, what love.
Because you're gaga.
Right.
So when you're gaga, you don't think about
emotional.
My assets, because I'm going to share this with you anyway because I love you.
Right.
Damn.
But you
That's
know what?
cool.
Realistically, and it's so funny because I've heard a lot of my female family members say that. Yeah, we have like our joint account, but the woman always got a stash. My aunts and them, my mom, they always had a stash that was outside of my, the marriage stash.
Right.
And so I was always brought up to make sure you have your stash.
And you know what's funny?
Outside.
I'm gonna do a little self-disclosure. Every once in a while, I look at my wife's purse. Yo, she always got money.
Hey, you be broke, huh?
I don't have nothing. And she be like, you can't use it. Don't use the Mac card. Don't wait for something to come out. And you be having like a purse full of money.
See?
Maybe I could use it if you put this shit in the bank. It's like, what the hell, man?
JF said, I think we must understand that a relationship between a male and female is a business agreement. Exactly. Love has nothing to do with it. Most relationships are resolved because of the lack of finances. And that is very true. Mm-hmm. It's a business thing. We forget the business part.
We do.
We get caught up on the good sex, the fact that we look good together.
Right.
We vibe well. Our energy works, but it's more than that.
Adrian says, in 2017, with Mary J. and Nicole from Pussycat Dolls, the amount they have to pay in alimony proves that women should request a prenup too.
Absolutely.
So let's talk about that.
Absolutely.
So, are men judged if a man is getting alimony from a woman, if she's paying alimony,
right?
Is it kind of frowned upon?
I mean, I think it's the double standard. It's like, oh, he's a punk. But realistically, no. Because if I was a dude, I'd be like, go get your alimony.
If you cheated, like, I don't know, I haven't been divorced, but if you cheated, right, how do you get to, and this is what they say, how does he get alimony if he was the one who broke up the marriage? Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? Like, I often wonder that, too, like, even with men, if a man cheats, or if a woman cheats and the man ends up paying her, like, why are you paying her alimony? This is irreconcilable differences. She messed up the relationship.
I don't know. That's why they got a judge.
Yeah.
Because they determine that.
Yeah.
Marcus says, no prenuptial. I always thought that it was the beginning of insecurities and trust issues. Also, the Bible says for richer or for poorer.
That is true.
That's true, but I'm not going to make you make me poor. I'm just saying.
He can help you. He can help make you rich, but he can help make you poor.
Exactly right.
Man, listen.
Shout out to Shay Weston. Thank you for tuning in.
Cuzzo from Memphis. What up, boo?
Adrian said Mary J's ex has Mary paying his child support for his kids.
Wow.
Like those divorces are extremely messy. we asked for money for his parents too. Just
Damn,
messy.
bro.
Dang,
He don't plan on supporting himself at all
now
ever
he
again.
going in. See, get your prenuptials, ladies.
Fellas,
Get your
prenuptials. You see Mike Epps' wife taking him to the bank right now.
Right.
I
Oh,
mean,
it's so messy.
It's crazy out here.
So So everything that we're talking about is going into tonight's show, and Natasha actually disclosed that she was a placeholder, but now she's a game changer. Being a placeholder, is when you fear the truth in relationships and you live in your lie. We always talk about living in your truth here at Get Moxie, and in relationships, there are a lot of us, women especially, we're living a lie. You know, we think that the power of our pussy is going to change him. You know, that's one thing we throw out there. I got the power of the pussy. My pussy changes things. Yeah, not really. Not really. It may have a temporary effect. It got power, but it ain't got all power. Okay, it ain't got all power. It ain't God.
It ain't God. It sure ain't God.
So let me start with this. The idea that if a man chases you, that means he wants you, it's a myth. A male lust for your pussy has nothing to do with you as a person. Is that true?
Absolutely. Because, you know, we can separate those two entities. Because think about it. A dude could be sleeping with a girl that he don't even really like her as a person.
Right.
But if the sex is good, and in that one particular area, this is where we really get along.
Right.
In the bedroom, in that particular part of the house. But I can't stand you.
Wow.
You got a bad attitude. We can do that. We can separate the two.
Yeah, it says here that men don't see personality at first. Is that true? Y'all don't see personality?
Because we're visual. We're visual off the top.
If y'all visual, y'all should see personality.
But if I'm a boob or a butt guy, and you got what I like, I'm probably not really checking your head first.
Right.
You know, I'm just trying to check for the head, but not that head.
I can't.
But yeah, but no, I'm just saying because we're visual. We're not off the top. We're not worried about your personality.
Right.
Yeah.
So at what point do men stop seeing you as a vagina? What point do men stop seeing the women as just pussy? At what point? Help me understand this. Fellas, that's out there.
Call in, fellas. Listen. So I think that comes with maturity too.
Okay.
You know what I mean? As you grow up, you move beyond just the physical attributes of a woman.
Right.
If you want a real partner, if you want a real relationship, then you move beyond that. When you're young and immature, I mean, you know, you date. Think about all the dudes talk about all the time how she ugly but her body banging.
Right.
Or the sex is good.
And they say coochie ain't got no face.
Coochie ain't got no face. Men are calling all kind of foolishness. But as you get older, things shift.
Right.
The coochie is of less importance. I mean, we still want it as much as you would give it to us.
Right.
But it's of less importance than your character and who you are as a woman.
Is that
and how you physically look. Because I know at 25, I know how you look at 25. You're probably not going to look like that at 55.
Mm-hmm.
Once we you know, we 20, 25 years in, you ain't going to look like you did back in the day.
So, I'm glad you said that. So, you're going to be okay with the gray coochie here?
No.
Everybody that knows Eli know that is a pet peeve for him. He does not want to see no gray hairs down below. But you just said, after 25 years, I can't expect you to look the same as you look now.
I can still expect you to shave your vagina, though.
Lord.
Like,
what if she don't?
I don't know. That's a problem. I don't want to see it. But that's just my preference. I mean, some people like gray hair.
That's not you.
I'm not going to present the gray hair. I don't want you to present the gray hair. I'm just saying.
Is that something you discussed prior to marriage?
Well, as I've gotten older, because there's nothing you're thinking about.
Oh, okay.
Because when I got married, the gray hair wasn't, nobody had gray hair.
Right.
But, as we're getting older, you know that eventually gray hair is going to appear.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't want to see it.
Mm-hmm.
I think it would just turn me off.
Mm-hmm.
I'm just saying. Mm-hmm. That's just me.
Something I like to say is...
Not a great one.
Something I like to say is that you got to learn to be all right with some things, because some things is just going to happen. It's just going to happen. Isabel said wisdom highlights. Exactly.
Right.
Wisdom. Her coochie got wisdom. Corey said... Shout out to Chris Park. Hey, Chris Park. Thank you for tuning in, love. Corey said there is no P that will keep your man.
0.
Jarrell said men versus... Can you read that? Okay. Men versus boys' approach
are totally different in their approach. No,
I agree.
he's right. As you grow and mature,
Right.
again, like I said earlier, those things that were important to you when you're in your early 20s are no longer important to you. Not as important.
Right.
You're not so much worried about how she, looks aesthetically or physical and all of that. You want a good woman, somebody that you feel like can be a good parent.
Right.
If you want to have some babies, those things become important. Is she career minded? Is she about saving money?
Mm-hmm.
Is she about helping us not have to work when we're 65?
Right. Right.
I want to sit on my porch down south and drink some moonshine and watch the cars pass by.
Moonshine.
That's the goal.
Moonshine.
So if she can help me get to that, and I ain't got to work, I'm cool.
So with women being placeholders, and Natasha, she actually admitted that earlier before she was a placeholder, meaning like you're really just, in our mind, and as women, we like to assume things. And I've said this before, let a good-looking dude hold the door open for you, or he compliments you. In our mind, we're like, oh, he wants me. We're going to get married and have 5 kids, live up in Greenville, Delaware, and we're going to have a dog named Skip. Like,
wow.
Oh, no shame, Skip. No shame. My bad. No shame. But I'm just saying. Sorry, Skip. Love you, man. But I'm just saying, we do that. And because we have these dreams, because we have these, what is the word? We look at the potential in a guy. We lower our standards.
Right.
And we, looking at the blogger that we always follow here on blackgirlsareeasy.com, he said we have the fake strong women. The fake strong women where
Wow.
we profess that, my man we have all these standards, I'm independent, da-da-da. But in those lonely moments when we're by ourselves, we'll settle for the dude that ain't coming with nothing.
Right. Wow.
We'll settle for that. And then, it gets really... Then we get what we don't want, and we become a placeholder because we think the power of our pussies is going to keep him around.
Yeah, and see that's it right there. You hit the nail on the head. Like when you're a little lonely,
Mm-hmm.
or when the going gets a little tough, your standards will drop.
Yes, it will.
That list of things you want in a man, that 15 things will become 7 things.
Mm-hmm.
So you'll be willing to sacrifice. You'll be willing to sacrifice some things depending on where you are in life.
Right.
That's why it's important to kind of like be emotionally and mentally whole too.
Right.
That all plays a part into the decisions you make regarding relationships.
And I think, speaking on behalf of the strong women, I think it's also good to have a strong support system because we're human beings. We're going to have our weak moments, and
Right.
in our weak moments, we will make some decisions that we will regret. I always say it: never make a decision in an emotional state because you will always regret it.
That's real
Always,
talk.
because you're not thinking rationally. So if you don't have a strong support system, and I know I've been there plenty of times where I have my little moments and I'm picking up the phone to call somebody I know good and well that when it's over, I'm going to be like, what the, Nelly, what was you thinking? But to have a strong support system that you can be truthful with and be like, listen, this is what I'm feeling. Like, I can't stay here because it's not going to be good.
Well, that's a whole nother ball game right there.
It is. But because some of us women, because we're just so strong, and in our weak moments, we just go after what we think we want.
Right.
And then we end up becoming placeholders. And then we wonder why our feelings get hurt. Because men, and you can let me know if this is true or not, like you said, y'all not looking at person.
Not off the top.
How much do men really care? When y'all having sex, how much do y'all really care?
That you have a great
For the
personality.
Just the female in general.
What do you mean, how much do we care?
Her well-being, what she,
It depends on where we are. Like if I met you at the club and now we're back at your apartment, I probably don't care about all that. But if I'm actively pursuing you and I like you and I want to date you,
right.
then I care about all of that because now I care about your well-being as a person, as a woman. And I want, if I love you, if I see myself being with you, then I want to make sure you're okay.
Right.
Because when you're okay, I'm okay.
Right.
That's one thing I've learned.
Right.
I've only learned 5 things about being married, and that's one of the things. When you're okay, I'm okay.
Happy wife, happy life. Shout out to Eli Baby Girl Morris, Mark Harris, Keena Hall, and again, Chris Parks. Thank you guys for tuning in. Natasha said,
What's the subject?
Oh, no, I was reading down further. She says, stuff that not going to stop you when you hit that point in your life.
Oh, hold on. We got a call.
Oh, gray hair. Oh, I put the topic in.
Yeah, put it in there. Carla, what's your name and where are you calling from?
Natasha, calling from Delaware, Dover.
Hey,
All right.
Tasha.
Hey, Tasha, what's up? What's your comment, boo?
Well, I was calling to say that, because I made the comment about being a placeholder and being married for a long time. And when I initially got married, I had some kind of belief that things were just going to go perfect and everything's going to go the way it's supposed to go. But eventually you become complacent. And sometimes that complacency is not just you, but it can be your partner. And you take advantage
Mm-hmm.
You sit back and you start talking to your partner about things you want to do that you haven't done because you're just giving up. If that love is really supposed to be there, or if it's even worth your time, you're going to make things work. You're gonna start doing stuff without waiting for them to give you the red light. And when they value you, they're gonna make things work.
Right.
They're
Absolutely.
gonna come and say, you know what, I appreciate the other things that you've given me or that you've done for this relationship, and so I'm gonna stick by you because you're basically telling me that you're in need of some change, and I haven't allowed you to do it. So you just sometimes just gotta step out and start doing it on your own. And if
That's
that
true.
relationship is supposed to be there, it's either gonna last or it's gonna split up.
Right.
Absolutely. Wow. Good comment.
Absolutely.
Definitely. Thank you, Tasha, for calling in. We appreciate you, love. All right. So Tasha said something. She said one word in the beginning. She said or phrase when she first got married, she thought everything would be perfect. So my question, and I think women come into it with that mindset maybe more so than men.
Yeah.
So what happens when the fairy tale starts to end and real life kicks in? Because it's all great at the wedding. The tension's on you guys. You spent $50,000. Your wife got a $20,000 dress on. You know.
And y'all coming back to a 2-bedroom apartment.
But right. But so what happens when the fairy tale starts to die down, and now we got these bills coming in every month, and you work part time, and real life kicks in.
Right.
How does that affect the love?
Right.
You know what I mean?
It does. It affects it a whole lot because not everybody's ready for reality. The honeymoon phase is what we call it.
Right.
They think the marriage is going to be a honeymoon phase forever, but realistically, it's not.
Yeah.
And I mean, that's why I'm for one, like with the whole marriage situation and weddings, I don't want no huge $50,000 wedding. No, let's go buy a big house and we go meet in the backyard and have a cookout. You know what I'm saying? Like real talk. Like, because I want to, at the end of the day, we got to come back. And I'm not coming back to no bedroom, no apartment. That's what I'm not going to do.
Some Spragga bins in the backyard.
Right, So, but real talk. But I think that's a huge part of the problem too. And she said the belief that everything will be perfect. Right. I think a lot of us have a misconception of marriage and relationships, especially women. For some reason, well, it goes back to we talked about this a while back about the fairy tale. We think we grew up watching Cinderella, and Prince Charming comes in and he sweeps the floor at our feet, and they live this happily ever after. And
not to be, I'm gonna be a spoiler for the single people. Those butterflies you felt in the beginning, them some bitches, they fly on off.
Exactly.
For the next 20 years, when your husband or wife walk in the room, you don't feel butterflies. Sometimes it might be some bats, it might be some goddamn vultures flying around the room, but no, you gotta work to keep them butterflies fluttering.
Yes, you gotta put it
just for the record.
Absolutely, it's true. But that's the part people don't talk about.
Right.
We talk about the fly wedding, we talk about the honeymoon. Oh my God, on the honeymoon we did, I heard this story of this couple got married, and on the honeymoon, the husband took a dive off of like one of the cliffs into like the ocean or whatever. He dived in wrong and did something to his spine. It was paralyzed from the neck down.
Wow.
So like this is your honeymoon.
At
now
the beginning of your marriage.
Exactly. So now she was contemplating, does she stay in this marriage?
Damn.
Yeah, because now you have to deal with was it paraplegic? Is that what it's called?
Yeah.
For the rest of your life. Whereas just yesterday he was fine. He was laying it down in the bed. Now his penis don't even work. What do you do?
That's tough.
It is tough.
But you got to stick that out.
You made the commitment.
You got to stick that out. Now, if I meet you in a wheelchair, that's different.
Right, exactly.
We probably not about to rock out. But
exactly.
If I'm with you and you end up in the chair, I guess I got to get a ranch style house.
One level.
I get a ramp. Got a ramp out there, some bitch.
But yeah, I really think it's not talked about the reality of marriage and the reality of relationships. We see relationships on TV, Real Housewives, and it looks like glitz and glam. But when them cameras is off, what's the reality of it? And a lot of us women, especially, we're being placeholders because we just want to be accepted for the moment. And we think and we believe and we see potential, and then we marry for potential.
Right. Absolutely.
Not for purpose. We marry for potential.
Women marry for potential, right?
Majority of women. There are some
not
men
all. Not all.
There are some men out there too.
I'm gonna disagree with you. And I know every man doesn't feel like I feel. I just feel like that because we're different. Like, again, with the finances, what a man's bringing to the table.
Right.
Car, how much money he makes, how big his house or condo or whatever he has. when we meet a woman, we're not necessarily looking at those things. Now we might be trying to see how many kids you got,
Right.
but as far as if you know, like we've had this conversation a million times.
Mm-hmm.
If I meet you and you work at McDonald's on fries and I dig you, we're rocking out.
Right.
You're not giving me a date
Yes,
if
I
I
am.
work at McDonald's on fries.
We can go out. I don't know if
You
I'm marrying
might,
you, but we
but
can
the
go.
average woman, and women can say you're lying, you don't know what you're talking about, and I call BS. If I'm on fries, no, excuse me, you're beautiful. I would love to take you out to lunch. Where you taking me to McDonald's? You know, it'll be some smart comment, and I'm not gonna get the number. I'm just saying.
Right.
But if Denise back there and she holding, and
She got
a fat booty, and the vibe is right, I'm taking Denise out.
There you go.
I'm gonna take her somewhere where she ain't gotta be there no burger or no fries.
Not McDonald's.
Not no McDonald's.
That's
No.
right.
I'm gonna
Well,
get
at least you do that much. So that's good.
We're gonna go get some fried fish from somewhere.
Shout out to Gwyneth Martin. Jarrell said we must practice being true to ourselves. Absolutely. Right on, Miss Nelly. On misconception of marriage and relationships, you must practice to being true to yourself.
And that
yes.
doesn't happen because we sacrifice ourselves. He's right.
Mm-hmm.
We sacrifice ourselves to be with people. Like when you really want that particular situation,
Right.
you will sacrifice a part of who you are to accommodate somebody else.
Right.
So he's absolutely right.
And I think
agree
that's what
with that.
Tasha said too, as far as
Yeah.
being a placeholder. She said something about the significant other being a problem, not necessarily her.
Right.
Adrian said, "Yep, I like to elope and have a barbecue,
I
and
mean,
then
what's
everybody
better
go
than
home."
What's better than that?
Corey said, "You can't build an empire with someone who craves attention from a village." Corey, you know what? Call me after the show, Corey. Just call me. Keena Horse, a shout out to both of you. JF said it depends.
What up, Keena?
It depends on the age of the male. Exactly. You said that earlier about the maturity. And
Yeah.
I think it depends on the age for females and males as well. I mean, I really do think because females, we express our emotions a lot more, even being up in age and being mature. When we have our weak moments, we're a lot more vulnerable.
The
I
older
really
you
believe
get-
that.
oh, yeah.
I
I
really
believe that.
believe we're a lot more vulnerable than, than males when it comes to that. But like I said, you just got to be able to come back from that, bounce back from that.
Right. I there's nothing worse than I think for most men, there's nothing worse than your woman being in that emotional state and you can't fix it because we want to fix things, especially for the people we love.
Mm-hmm.
And if your mate is going, it could be the death of a loved one, it could be anything. We just want to make our woman happy. So there's nothing worse than when you can't fix a situation,
Right.
or you don't have any idea of how to fix it. Yeah.
Now, a lot of times, I'm not able to fix it because women aren't able to really, well, not going to say verbalize because we express what's going on with us.
Right.
Y'all just may not know how to deal with that or how to fix it, like you said.
Alicia Rayford says, longevity is not a byproduct of a life based on instant gratification. Builders understand the importance of a solid foundation, including time invested. In relationships, honesty, integrity, respect, and working to build something we both want and are both willing to work for it and become great friends first.
Becoming friends first.
That's the key. That is the key.
Is there a line to this becoming friends first? Is there a line that you draw with becoming friends? Because we were talking about this in the car, and I was telling Eli about my ex and how even though we were exes, I was still the one he was calling anytime things went wrong. Maybe because I'm a therapist, I don't know. But I was always the go-to because we didn't end on bad terms. Like, it was a mutual ending.
Shout out to Capathier Carson. Hey, baby.
We were always I was always the go-to when things was going wrong in any other relationship with friends, with girlfriends. I was always the go-to, but I still had a lot of love for him. And my girlfriends used to be like, "Nelly, you bugging? Like, how you gonna? He's talking about this other female and you." And I'm like, I know, but I know I have a lot of love for him still. You know what I'm saying?
But didn't that automatically put y'all in the friend zone almost? You know what I mean? Because no. Like when he would be talking about other chicks to you, right?
Yeah.
Is that what you're saying? So how did you not slide? Was this before y'all started dealing?
No, this was after. After we finished dealing.
So hearing that, could you go back?
I don't know because I still have a lot of love for him. I'm not in love with him. Still definitely have love for him, like his well-being and
right.
all that, but. I'm not in love with him. I'm sure if we spent enough time or whatever, we may be able to.
Okay.
But the issues that cause us to break up would have to change. Or if he's watching. Yeah, he might not be telling me about that.
That's
It's all
that's
good.
true.
It's all good. Hey, listen, you signed up
So-
for this.
So, if I may, sounds like you could be open to the ex if he came correct.
If things were corrected, that were the cause of our being apart.
We got to get him on the show.
No, we don't.
We got to get him on the show.
No, we don't.
We got to get him on the show.
No.
Wow.
And Capathia, Capathia, she says, as a woman, it's not always what's in his pocket, but what's in his heart.
Not always. She's right. Not always. I'm just saying, Nels, we know those women.
Absolutely.
And they are, just like there are great quality women, you have those women that are only looking for a person and what they, and men too.
Right.
I'm not just going to put it on the women. We have people out here that are only looking for people who can bring something, add something to their life. And these are normally the people that don't even have their own thing going on.
Mm-hmm.
Like you have all these things in a mate that you want, but you don't bring half of that to the table.
Right.
You don't have a right to ask for all of that.
Right.
You know, he has to have a master's degree. He got to be in good shape. He got to have a six-pack. But you got a GED and you got a big stomach. You don't get to ask for that person. Not you don't get to demand him.
Right.
Now, if you get him, that's great.
Right.
But you don't get to make those kind of demands. Right.
You know. No, you
I'm
can.
just saying.
You can.
You
make those
can.
demands, but you should be able to give what you asking for. You definitely should. You should definitely be able to give what you're asking for.
Yeah. Don't be over the top.
Yeah, no, I'm telling you.
6 figures and you work at Family Dollar. You can't be. You guys typically won't even meet.
That's being unequally yoked.
Like a mode. I'm just saying, women, y'all be out there wilding sometimes
We do.
with the
Not
requests.
we do. They do, because I don't. So, question to the men. Why is it that a man will promise women the stars in order to make her smile, knowing that he's still looking for another woman to give the entire universe to? I'm going to say that question again for y'all. Why is it that a man will promise a woman the stars in the sky in order to make her smile, knowing that he's still looking for another woman to give the entire universe to? Why y'all do that?
In a
Our producer
nutshell.
said for coochie.
But okay, that's the immature guy for number one.
Okay.
So because when you are immature, and I was gonna say young, but age don't make you immature or more mature.
Right.
Because there's some old fools out here.
Oh,
So
yeah.
when you are immature, and you just you have to get your needs met, you will deceive, trick, say things to women, and vice versa.
Mm-hmm.
You'll make a person feel some kind of way to get what you want. Like
Right.
I think it's in our human nature to use, to mistreat. Not all of us, but I think that's an innate part of us to kind of to get over,
To manipulate?
to manipulate the mind of others in every way. So I think that happens.
And we just, women, because we lower our standards. We
And men
just
too.
fall
Men
for it.
do it sometimes.
Men do what?
I think men lower their standards also. Again, because we're not always necessarily looking for a woman who makes 6 figures. If I'm doing well myself, I'm okay with you working at McDonald's.
Right.
So we're not necessarily always looking for that woman who has all these different things going on outside of just being a good person.
Mm-hmm.
If you're a good woman, 9 times out of 10 we'll rock with you. But a dude will lie to you to get certain needs met. And
the coochie
you know,
man.
get
The coochie. Marlo said, it ain't got no face, talking about coochie, but it has a figure. And I've seen some ugly ones. Laugh out loud, shaking my head. If that stuff don't look and or smell good, it's a wrap. I'm just saying.
Well, no said.
I think that goes to most men here.
No said. But you know, somebody was on this show one time and they brought up the fact they was talking about men and the smelly balls. And
Yes.
I can't. Well, was it Lynette? Somebody, I don't
Might
know.
have been. Mhm.
How men have all these things that they want, how they want a woman to physically be, but they'll come from the gym playing basketball and trying to have sex.
So I give me some oral. Yeah, okay.
So-
And then we had the one viewer who he said he categorized women's smells of their vagina. They had, what was it? It was spring water.
Spring water. That was like the highest level, I think.
Yes.
He had like several categories of how vagina should smell. I mean, it actually kind of made a little sense.
No,
It did. I wish we could get him on the line
Just like-
to explain that.
Lord have mercy. Just like you said, though, whatever you are requesting, be sure that you can offer the
Be
same.
that
So
of
don't come off the
yourself.
basketball court talking about some Hey, babe, you better go handle that.
With great pubes.
Great pubic cottage cheese under your balls. Get it together. Get it together. JF said values determine what you are exposed to. That will allot the endanger. Wait, and say that word for me. I'm sorry. Engendering real interaction on a level that brings attraction. I just messed up your whole thing, JF. Forgive me. Values determines what you are exposed to that will allot the engendering real interaction on a level that brings attraction. So I'm not even gonna try to explain what that means because I really don't know, JF. Forgive me. But pretty much it sounds like that you have to have values. Your values is what determines your attraction. Am I right? The producers give me the heads up? No? Okay. All right. Shout out to Barbara Boyer and Arlene.
Everybody's
Lemons.
baffled.
Right. Arlene Lemons.
Arlene, Memphis in the building.
Isabel says from under cheese.
She talking about, I guess, male hygiene.
Oh, okay. So we're talking about, are you a placeholder or a game changer? Women are the most powerful beings on this planet, and that's not BS. Coochie runs everything. Men beg, lie, spend, and make promises they know they can't keep just to get what's between your legs. And you mean to tell me that you buy into his idea that you're the weaker gender? A man's world revolves around attaining you. Yet look how you allow yourselves to be treated by these peasants. So what our blogger is talking about with the women, about us lowering our standards, I think we don't truly understand our value as women.
Right.
We don't understand the value. We don't understand the power of the P. Though there is power there.
There is power.
There is power. It's wonder working power. But there is power. But because I think when a woman does not understand the value that she possesses,
right,
we lower the standards and we allow men to make us feel like we're, is the word inferior? Superior? Yep. Inferior. There we go.
You know what, Nels? I think if women knew the power that they did have, like women could change, like just take black women for instance, they could change our whole community. Yeah. Black women, especially these younger women, if women would accept less foolishness, if women demanded that you had a job, that you pulled up your pants, if you carried yourself with dignity, if you held doors, if you weren't out cursing, and if you did carry a gun, right? If women demanded these things of some of our men, and they knew, well, you know what, I ain't gonna get no more coochie ever if I don't start doing this, right? And nobody gave in. These brothers, trust me, the community would be safer. People would be married. These kids would have daddies. I'm just saying, women do have an extraordinary power, and I think it's too freely given. Here, you can have it.
Absolutely. Yeah. And because it's so freely given, I think women, the strong women, the ones that, the fake strong ones that our blogger be talking about, because it's so freely given, there's a threat of you not getting. So we lower our standards to just be, we settle. Because it's coochie is given out like, the ice cream on the ice cream truck. So it's like for those that want to set the standard, women lower their standards now just because they don't want to be left out.
Well, I don't know if women, let me say this. I'm going to say not all women lower their standards. You have women with different self-esteem levels. So they might not necessarily be lowering their standards, but they don't think enough. No one's poured into them. Right. So they don't know that he doesn't deserve it. Right. You know what I mean? So when someone hasn't poured into you, and made you feel like you are the salt of the earth or whatever, then you don't know that he don't deserve it. Right. And then when you get a bunch of dudes that don't deserve it, that ain't getting it, they straighten up. I'm telling you, as sure as doo-doo stink, that'd be the way it should go. I'm just saying. I'm convinced of that.
Sure as doo-doo stink. Shout out to Crystal Love. Capathia?
Just call her Pate.
Pate says, I think that men promise you all these faded dreams when they feel you are what they want at the time. But when something they think is better, rather money or look wise, comes along, they want to give them the world because they feel it takes more to keep them than you. Wow. Wow. That's good.
I think she has some point.
That's good. But then how are you sure that you're going to be that one he gives the universe to?
I don't. That's a good question. I think you got to take your time and get to know a person.
See, so I'm gonna put Corey, you on the line. Give me a thumbs up if you're on the line, because I'm gonna talk about you real quick. So with Corey, his friend, she was like, tall. She was what is it called? She had that long Indian, right? Indian?
She was exotical.
Exotic. There you go. That's the word. She was very exotic. And, you know, Corey is a really good dude. If you don't know Corey, check him out. That's my side piece over there. But anyway, he's a really good dude. And this chick that, you know, he was really digging, she was like exotic. And I'm like, you know, talking to Corey, everything that he's bringing to the table,
Right.
I'm like, my dude, you need to be over here. So I said, okay. Again, talking about the universe. He ready to give her the universe. And I'm like, what do I got to do to get that? Not necessarily Corey, but like the way he's talking, it's like, that's the kind of dude, you know,
that commitment to her.
Right, the commitment, the love that he has for her. Like, that's the kind of dude I would love to be with. So it's like, okay, I don't necessarily have the exotic look, but I got everything else. Right. So it's like, what does it take?
You exotic.
Am I?
You exotic. You waiting to change your hair? Girl, I don't know if you're
Malaysian.
Malaysian.
That's cool.
I don't know if you're Malaysian or Jamaican or Puerto Rican from one week to the next.
You're an idiot. Shut
You
up.
exotical. You exotical to me. I'm just saying.
Yeah, you stupid. But she's naturally exotic. Let me say that.
Okay.
She's
All right,
naturally. I changed mine up with the weave.
You get to put them contacts and eyelashes on. I'm like, who the fuck is that?
You're so dumb. But the point I'm making for women who want to set the standard, it's like, how do you know how do you get the universe for the men out there? How do women attain the universe that you're trying to give? Damn. And I think you're supporting, you said, of course, to get to know them.
Right. You got to take your time.
Right.
That's just the bottom line. Because we jump into stuff so fast. And we said this before. If you've been single for a long time and you desire a relationship, kind of what we talked about. Mm-hmm. You said, I'm not just going to jump into something because times are hard or because, you know, things will be easier if I had a mate. Because you'll find yourself raising another kid.
Exactly.
Because this joker, he's not adding anything or she's not adding anything. They're actually more stress and drama.
Right.
Than what you had before you met them.
Exactly.
So you got to be careful.
JF said, we as men create situations that are suitable for intimacy by what we have learned through what has been passed down to us from those that has had some level of success. And I agree. What works, you know, it worked for Pops or whoever else. And I think you said that before, Eli, that y'all watch the people on TV, and because y'all don't have your fathers there training you, it's, you know, it's the your uncles and them who's teaching you how to be a man and all that.
And nobody, but then here's the thing. It's okay if your uncles were taught by their father. But if you got a bunch of dudes who weren't taught shit, passing down the shit that they weren't taught.
Right.
What are we doing here?
Right.
We running in place.
Passing down a bunch of nothing.
Yeah, we not pouring anything into anybody that's gonna be, you know, positive.
All right. So we're gonna wrap it up, but before we do, your last words of encouragement on being a placeholder or a game changer. I think Tasha's testimony, if I could say that, was really eye-opening and encouraging. Right. And she started out as a placeholder, but then she became a game changer. So there is still hope.
Right.
There's still hope.
You have to find, make sure you come into every situation with your self-worth and who you are intact. Mm-hmm. That way, it kind of eliminates some of this stuff right here. Right. If you're and stop getting relationships when you're not, you know, whole emotionally. Right. Let's come into these things emotionally well, mentally well, and if it takes you 4 or 5 years to get your stuff together, that's okay. Mm-hmm. Like, take your time. Mm-hmm. Come into it emotionally, mentally, spiritually healed, and then you find somebody else as best you can that's meeting you in the same place, because you don't want to be great and then this person is, well, he's still jacked up from his relationship from 4 years ago. Mm-hmm. So that's why dating and taking it slow. Right. And don't be having sex, because that clouds all the judgment, especially if it's good.
But it do. Lord,
don't be having sex. Just date and get to know one another.
Lord have mercy. Learn how to court. I agree with everything Eli is saying. The only thing I'm going to add to that is wonderful William Shakespeare's comment, above all else, to thine own self be true.
Right.
So in the dating, in the whole process of all of this, whether you're a game changer or a place card holder, be real with yourself.
Right.
That's where it starts from. And I think Jarrell said it. Be real with yourself, and then we'll go from there. All right, y'all, we got to wrap this up for this week. Meet us here next week, same time, same place, right here on Get Moxie, the Lifestyle Talk Show. I'm your girl, Coach Nelly B.
I am the Moxie Gent, Mr. Eli Isabel.
We'll see you next week. Y'all have a great weekend.
Peace.
No music?
Billie Jean is not my lover. Okay, there we go. I'll fill in.
He's gonna sing for us. Absolutely. Thank you guys for the love. Yes, keep the love going.
Yes, yes.
Make sure you share
Thank
the
you
show.
guys. We love you. Thank you for tuning
Invite your
in.
friends. Invite your players and the haters.
We got some special for y'all next week. We didn't even say that. Dang it.
I know.
Make sure you come back next week. We got something great for y'all, man. It's gonna be popping up in here. Yeah. Next couple of weeks.
The next couple of weeks are gonna be good.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Oh, I forgot to talk about the pole dancing class. Forgot
Talk about it.
Oh yeah, I forgot y'all. Hey guys, listen. If you're in the Delaware area, October 28th, we'll be doing a pole dancing class hosted by yours truly, out here in Dover, Delaware. Check out the page. We'll go ahead and post the flyer.
Yeah.
But it's only 12 spots available, so make sure you get your tickets. Husbands, send your wives. Come
Tell
on
them I
down.
can get the tickets.
Yes, eventbrite.com / I think it's Get Pole Dancing Class. And you'll find it. It's sponsored by Get Moxie.
Or hit us up on the Get Moxie page, and I'm talking to Mike like
Go
that.
ahead.
Hit us up on the Get Moxie page, and we'll have the information on there with the flyer. Get your tickets. They, like I said, it's a small venue, so
$25.
they're gonna go really quick. And if you want to be down there with Nelly, I'm gonna bring some vodka and something to get y'all a little tooted up, cause I like to see y'all when y'all
I'm gonna try to get on the pole, y'all.
Oh,
I'm gonna try. I don't know. I'm gonna try. I'm gonna pray. I'm gonna pray.
So check us out, y'all.
Hit that finish button.